you start off wide, right? With all these options and choices.
I'm looking for substance. So if you can't come with a substance level of conversation, I have no interest.
Okay.
You black man taking the liking of how my lifestyle is living and how I'm going, man, and being intrigued, man. That's very humbling for me, man.
Get a permit!
Los aplausos.
Did you get it? Do you have a permit? Answer me! Or I will call the cops and they will ask you.
Patrocinadores en esta ocasión. Y vamos a escuchar, damas y caballeros, el himno nacional de Estados Unidos.
What defines what a Karen is over on your side of the planet?
Well, someone who is not happy with the situation and want to control it. And not being happy means a lot of things, because it can escalate from nothing to almost something.
I think you kind of hit it on a deeper level, like they're always trying to control something. But let's go ahead. I'm going to set the tone for this video right here, okay? I'll set the stage for it, excuse me. So this woman is in this video. She's sitting at this HOA meeting, and whatever that was on her mind, she just let it rip.
I don't want to have to be the one to say it, but I can't be the only one who's noticed the landscapers eating their lunches in our common areas. I mean, residents use those spaces, and at a certain point, it just starts to feel like they're just hanging around. I don't want to have to be the one to say it, but I can't be the only one who's noticed the landscapers eating their lunches in our common areas. I mean, residents use those spaces, and at a certain point, it just starts to feel like they're just hanging around.
Yeah.
But the funny thing you got to look at is he turns around and looks at her as soon as she starts speaking, because I'm sure she is that neighbor that all the other neighbors there think of as a Karen. Because he's like, what are you talking about? Now, it's one other thing that I'm going to mention in this video. Somebody already had their camera recording in this HOA meeting, because they knew that what she was going to say was going to be some crazy shit.
I don't get it. Do you want the truth, or do you want, what kind of answer do you want? The truth, of course. Here's the truth, okay?
You said yourself, like, it's more about substance than
Literally my everyday life when I wake up, the things I go through, the things I do, you know, I'm definitely finna start streaming and giving y'all the rawness, man.
This thing is very real. It's real, but the thing is, people who do this for real.
It seems that we only come together when it's something negative. Let's try to do something positive. I think we need to get back to more of that instead of the reactions of something.
All y'all come at you and sit your hands down. Let me tell you what's wrong.
They don't think they need it. You begin to start understanding, like, this is what I like, this is what I want. You start off right. So yeah, she gave the people exactly what she wanted. She gave the internet exactly what we wanted. And that's why I wanted her on this edition of What the Helly.
I would say it's one in a million, you know. There are so many videos about the Karens, but they are still funny. I mean, it's still funny to see how it happens in situations where you don't expect it and you really have something like, how goes your brain that at this precise moment you say this? Because we can always look at the behavior and she did that and get angry at her and, you know, and think, oh, she's, again, the crazy woman. Because that's really also what we think here, that whatever is going on, if she feels something, if she thinks something, she has the right to say it, and everyone needs to listen.
Yeah. It's a bit of entitlement that comes with being a Karen. A matter of fact, I think that is totally most of what a Karen is. So it was a Karen video that I had found a while ago where this gentleman, he was a black gentleman, and he had his phone in his hand walking in a hotel. And he was just talking on his phone. And all of a sudden, this lady comes up and she grabs his phone and she's pulling on his phone and she's yelling, "You stole my phone. You stole my phone. This, that. You're a thief. You're this." And she will not let this man's phone go. The craziest part about this is she was yelling for law enforcement. And that's what I mean by the dangerous side of being a Karen, because oftentimes these Karens, they call for law enforcement, and then once they get that attention, they become that victim, and then they become that person like, lock him up. It's almost like I'm showing you how much power I have in society. You know. So anyway, so this guy is fighting for his phone. He's going back and forth and fighting for his phone. They break it up. The police arrive. They try to like lock. Well, they were kind of like putting this guy in a corner because they were looking at him like, "Oh, you did steal the phone." But then as they're looking around, one of the hotel members finds the phone. You could have got this guy in a lot of trouble. First of all, it's accusatory. It's a lot of bias that comes with being a Karen because they have to first assume that you're doing something wrong, right?
Yeah.
They have to assume that you're doing something wrong. And then sometimes doing something wrong is based off of how you look, where you come from, all of those things that are wrong in and of itself. So to me, Karens are dangerous.
Okay, I can't judge this Karen, and because her level of Karenness is worse than mine, so it's okay. In fact, that's how we all begin. We all begin with being Karens and then thinking, yeah, but the other one is also doing, so we continue. And what we then do is we perpetuate the illusion of separation. So what happens is we only react on what is, and what is create the whole situation that we experience. I saw myself a Karen video where the man was walking and he decided, I'm filming while I'm walking. And then this woman arrived, blah, 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 fight, police comes, he say, well, I have the video, and he showed the video. So it stopped. So I don't say the Karen doesn't exist. I say, in the meanwhile, because your body is like this, and the meanwhile you accept that maybe some things are happening to show you something to yourself.
Okay.
You know?
I get it. Here's something that I gotta admit though, okay? So one of my things that I've learned to do is to Karen a Karen. So I'm gonna give you this story, okay, that happened to me a little while ago, okay? So I'm driving through this neighborhood, right? I'm headed to a destination. And I'm just cruising along. I'm doing about maybe 20 miles an hour in this neighborhood. That's the speed limit. I think I might have been under the speed limit. I might have been right there at the speed limit, 20. So I'm cruising through this neighborhood. And as I'm driving, I see this guy. He has his truck parked. And he has a ladder off of his truck up against one of our stop signs. Those are our signs that we use to stop. I'm sure you guys have them too. I think they're on the other side though of the street. Okay. So he's got a ladder up there. And he's an older gentleman. He's maybe 60 years old or above. But he is on this ladder holding the stop sign. And he is taking the stop sign down, attempting to lower it. Now, that's not any of our public responsibility to touch our government signs that they put up for our safety, right? So, but in his mind, like I said, it goes back to entitlement, right? So he feels so entitled. He is taking the sign down and lowering it, I guess, so people can see it better. Who told him to do that? I don't know. So I drive up to the stop sign about 20 feet back. I stop because I can't stop because he's working on the stop sign. So I stop about 20 feet back and then I stop. I make a complete stop and I just drive through. And soon as I make this left turn, this guy throws the stop sign on the ground, hops off the ladder, and he is yelling, stop, slow down. And, you know what I'm saying? And this is why I got to do this. And I stopped, like, my brain exploded for a second because he got me. He got me because when he started yelling, I was like, what in the, like, who are you yelling at? So I start yelling at him, right? He's calling me a young punk. I'm calling him an old punk, the best words I can put, okay? And I'm like, whatever. So I pull down the street, and I get to my destination, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna call the city. So I call the city, and I'm like, you know what? You have a gentleman right now working on your signs, and I don't think he's contracted to do so. I had the Karen voice too. I put the Karen voice on and everything. And the lady was like, what? He's lowering a sign. She was like, what? I was like, can he do that? She was like, absolutely no. And I was like, that's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? I was doing the Karen thing. Like, that's what I thought too. And I'm like, what do I need to do? Do I need to go back and get his license? Do I need to go take a picture of this? So me and the lady are going back and forth. I'm giving him a description of him. And she goes through the file and she looks it up. And she's like, and I'm giving you a name, but she's like, wait a second. This is Roger. Okay. She said, green truck, this. She said, we've already had reports on him. She said, you know what? I'm going to do this. This time he's going to get the fine. Okay. Because we've asked him not to do that. Apparently, he was entitled enough to think he was like the king of the neighborhood. So long story short, anytime I'm Karen'd by somebody, I'm just going to return a favor.
I don't get it.
Do you want the truth or do you want, what kind of answer do you want? The truth, of course. Here's the truth, okay?
You said yourself, like, it's more about substance than
Literally my everyday life when I wake up, the things I go through, the things I do, I'm definitely finna start streaming and giving y'all the rawness, man.
This thing is very real. It's real, but the thing is, people who do this for real,
it seems that we only come together when it's something negative. Let's try to do something positive. I think we need to get back to more of that instead of the reactions of something.
All y'all come at you and sit your hands down. Let me tell you what's wrong.
They don't think they need it.
You begin to start understanding, like, this is what I like, this is what I want. You start I think even as Black people, like you were mentioning right there, like Black people, we have these responses to Karens, and we should try to change our responses and all, what you were saying. But I think that we need to realize, anybody, Black, white, blue, green, whoever who is being Karen, I think that we need to realize that we need to tap into our inner Karens as well. We have that ability as well. It's not a special thing to be a Karen. So I would say anybody who is being Karen, try it out. It was fun for me. It'll be fun for you as well. Okay. To Karen a Karen. All right. That's my wise thought for the day, which probably is not wise at all, but that's what I'm giving you right there. Okay. So, Kettie, I'll let you go ahead, and Kettie, I'll let you go ahead and take it away.
Of course, if there are some people which are interested to know more about themselves and discovering themselves and seeing what for experience being a Karen is brought them, of course they can contact me.
As soon as I put your stuff in your information in the description, there will be some people who contact you. She's a genuine person. Reach out to Kettie Lollia. She's a book writer. She's a spiritual therapist and many, many other things. Okay. So thank you again, Kettie, for being on the show. Okay. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Till next time.